Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
'94, that's the number. 94. 94 what? I'm going to tell you it's going to shock the pants off of you, which is something I'd kind of like to see. That and so much more today on The Corel Show. Don't go.
Now it's showtime.
Hello and welcome to The Corel Show. I am Corel, so very glad you are joining me on this whirlwind cavalcade. What's going on here what's going on the stream? I got to get y'all streaming, children. Got to get the stream. All right, we got a lot to talk about today. I'm still stuck on yesterday. I really am. There's like two stories from yesterday that I am still just like, like Home Alone. Like, First of all, we now have a photo of the kind of catering cart that Donald Trump was put into. So, they get a credible threat that someone with a shoulder-to-air missile is going to shoot down Air Force One and when it leaves Turkey, okay? And so they put Donald Trump on the new Air Force One. But then, y también, they pull up to the side of the plane, on those cranes, the food service, the catering, container. And it's basically a small shipping container. And when I say small, it is not 6 foot tall. It's like, smaller. And they pull that up to the side of the plane, and they put a seated president of the United States of America inside a catering cart to cater to Iran, I guess. And then they take that to another plane, to a military plane. And he gets out of it. It's then empty. It was filled with hamburgers before, probably. And then, he gets on it. Now, they left the media and everybody else that was on Air Force One and let that take off as a decoy, risking the lives of every member of the press that was on that plane and everybody else. Not telling them about the threat. Nothing. Showing how little he cares for anybody other than himself. Okay? Now, I saw the Harrison Ford movie Air Force One, where the president himself beats off those terrorists. Did I just say that? Well, whatever. He beats them up, beats them off, beats them up, whatever, that kind of party. And then when the famous line, he kicks him out the cargo door, get off my plane, and Harrison Ford kicks the evildoers off into the wild blue. In real life, the real seated president was seated in a catering cart, being wheeled to another plane while putting the lives of everyone else on board at risk. I can't Air Fart One. Yeah, could be powered on Trump's gas. I can't even. That is the levels of wrong that is amazing. Just the levels of wrong. It's astounding. And I kind of can't get over it. I really can't. I can't. The cowardice that was involved, first of all, because that's what that is. That's cowardice. So the cowardice that was involved in that, the decision to, let the others stay on the plane. He stayed on the plane. Just all of it. It's all wrong on so many levels. And the world is laughing at him. Oh my God, is the world laughing at him. Late night TV is laughing at him. Other world leaders are laughing at him. We're laughing at him. And he hates that, of course. But, we're laughing at him. So that story in and of itself exemplifies the entire Trump administration. Protect myself at all cost. Be a coward. And this is how I know he wasn't shot at for real. If that man was ever really shot at, he'd never go in public again. He was never shot at. No one ever tried to shoot Donald Trump. It was all staged. Every attempt was staged in my belief. Every attempt in my belief was staged because he just proved he's a coward. I would never, as a seated president, ever get into a catering container to be moved to a more secure plane. I just wouldn't do it. I would rather go down with Air Force One with dignity. And Air Force One is supposed to have deterrence in case someone files. Air Force One is supposed to be able to evade a rocket. If someone fires a missile at Air Force One, they're supposed to be able, they have deterrence, the whole thing. Did they not do that to this new jet? Because we spent $400 million retrofitting that jet. So, I'm just wondering. All right. Well, we've got so much going on here. And I don't know. I don't know. If you ask me, I just think he's a big ass coward. I really do. So yeah, I don't know what's going on here with my show today. We're supposed to be already into commercial. It's not doing it. I don't know why. Should we just start over? I guess start over. Just start the whole show over. It's supposed to be already doing its thing, but it's not. So I don't know what's going on with it. I really don't. I don't know what's going on anymore in this world. I don't know what's going on with we're already supposed to be in segment 2. So go figure that. I don't know. So then let's go to commercial then. Let's just do that. How about we go to commercial and we'll be right back.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes at reallycorrell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
You have to be proud with hatred.
Hey everyone, it's Corell. Stream You Have to Be Proud wherever you get your music and let it fill you with the pride it filled me in doing it.
To be strong.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
I don't know what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It says we are back, but we are not back. So I don't know what's going on. We got a black screen. That is not a good thing. But I don't know what we're doing. Don't know what we're doing. But we got the voice going on, but we don't have audio. I might have to just start this fiasco all over again. I might have to. Because I don't know what's going on. We're supposed to be having, okay, well, then, maybe it'll just be an audio show today. Who knows? You know what? Let's just try again.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
This is the beauty of when you do something live, things can mess up. And they have. So we're going to start again because that's the way it goes. Going to start again. So let's do it, children. Let's do it.
Now it's your time.
All right, we're starting again, which means I've got to vamp for 5 minutes that I've already done. But oh well. If that's what it takes, for the show to be right, then I am willing to do it. I am here for you and willing to do it. It really was a funny story, though. It really was. It is like radio in the old days. It absolutely is. Live radio, things happen. Live podcasting, things happen. I have a lot going on over here on this computer, so, sometimes it works in Wirecast and sometimes it doesn't. The last 4 days, it's worked beautifully. Today, not so much. But whatever. So that was a really funny story. And the implications. He cowers to Iran. Okay? He does. Iran issued a death threat. He's cowering in a damn, catering truck or container. He's discussing the terms of ending the war, not the terms of their surrender. Okay, it's not the terms of their surrender. It's the term of ending the war. And I'm like, well, that's defeat. That when it's defeat, right? Isn't it? It seems like defeat to me. And so, we've got this defeat with Iran. He cowers from Iran. And this is the big bad Donald Trump, big bad MAGA champion. I don't see it. Well, what else is happening? Oh, there's a full eclipse right now. There's a full eclipse if you're in Europe that's going on. And this morning, if you happen to be up between 3 and 5 a.m. and had a clear view of the southern sky, you saw all the planets aligned, all of them. Every planet was aligned. And then, not tonight. Well, yeah, tonight, starting at 10 o'clock and going until dawn tomorrow, the Perseid meteor shower is peaking at over 100 meteors an hour between like 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. So if you love to see meteor showers, tonight is your night, starting at 10 o'clock and then going all the way till dawn. So 10 o'clock till, 5 a.m., there's going to be lots of meteors falling from the sky. Oh, please, God, let one land on the White House. Please, God, let it land on the White House, God. We need the meteor on the White House, God. But anyway, so the Perseids are happening. They come from the north, from the Perseid, from the constellation Perseid, which is in the north. And so look to the northern sky between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., and you will see lots of meteors falling and zooming across the sky and just being meteors. And so big celestial show, big 2 days for the stars. We've got a full solar eclipse, and their zone of totality is over in, Europe, Greenland, Iceland, all that. And then parts of the United States, northern United States. And then we've got the planetary alignment, and then we have the Perseid meteor shower tonight. So if you're a stargazer or you like to watch things in the sky, this is your big day. That is going on. So be sure you get out. And if you don't have any cloud cover, go watch some meteors, because this is the best show of the year. The next one being in November, which will be the Perseid meteor shower. The Perseid meteor shower. So hopefully we will, hopefully you'll go out and watch it. Because it's going to be really exciting, I think. All right. So there's that. There's Donald Trump being a coward. What else is going on in the world before we get to the fires? Because those are really horrible. There was something else today that I really wanted to get to talk to you about before we got into the show of the day. I know that they're making a big deal about Francesca Hong being defeated in Wisconsin because she's a Democratic socialist. And so they're making a big deal like, oh, look, see, Democrats don't want Democratic socialists. But actually that's not true, because in another state, a very progressive Democrat won. So there are more very progressive Democrats winning And that's all I call them. They're very progressive Democrats. They're not democratic socialists. They're just very progressive Democrats. And very progressive Democrats are winning. And that's really exciting. That's very exciting. So that happens in the world. Congratulations to those progressive Democrats. Now go be progressive.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the... If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily...
What happened? Do you see how this is doing this to me? I don't... We were right in the middle of a commercial. It just came right back to me. Can any of you explain to me, please, why this is happening to me? What is going on with my show today? I can't take it. I don't get it. I can't take it. I don't understand what is going on. Nothing is working right. I'm ready to just bang my head up against the wall. It's like, let's just, come on. Let's work it out. Let's get it right. But it just won't. It won't get it right. It won't do it. Do you see it jumping around? And God, not one more problem, right? Just when I got the camera on order. Just when I got the camera on order. Now, it's like, oh, please, God, please. So I don't know what's happening. I really don't. I don't even know if we're going to have commercials now. I don't know what's playing. I have no idea. Allegedly, I'm in segment 3, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. It says we are. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallycorrell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
You have to be proud with hatred.
Hey everyone, it's Corel. Stream You Have to Be Proud wherever you get your music, and let it fill you with the pride it filled me in doing it.
You have to be strong.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my computer has become possessed. There's someone or something has taken over my computer. We should be in segment 3. We're in segment 2. Those commercials should not have played. I have no idea what the hell is going on. I really don't. I have no idea what is happening. But we'll get through. It's just hysterical. You got to roll with it. You know what? When you're doing live TV like we are right now, you got to roll with it, because what am I supposed to do? The computer has got a mind of its own. I am not touching anything. I'm not clicking anything. I'm not doing anything. It's all supposed to be automated. It's not. Oh my God. How many of you just have those days where the computer and everything, maybe it's all the celestial alignment. There's a new moon. There's the meteor shower. There's the planetaries lining up. There's the eclipse. Maybe that's there's a ghost in the machine, literally. And how many of you have had days like that where it just starts, like one piece of technology decides not to work, and then suddenly the whole day, everything just doesn't work right? How many of you have had those days? And you'll blame Mercury being in retrograde or whatever, but how many of you have had those days where one piece of technology just stops working, and then all of a sudden, everything just goes to shit? How many of you have had those days? I'm having one of those days today. So yeah, I fully believe there is someone or something inside my computer that has taken over. And who knows? It could be MAGA. MAGA could be up in my... MAGA could do it. MAGA could be up in my... up in my computer. I don't know. We'll just see. Like waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I don't have Windows. I am Mac totally. I am so Mac. Even though I'm so mad at Apple. I'm so mad at Apple. A, they took $2 billion from Donald Trump. That pisses me off. Of course, who turns that down? You want a $2 billion rebate on the tariffs? No, that's fine. I mean, they didn't need to have it. I mean, they're billionaires. They're trillionaires, actually. Multi-trillion-dollar company. And they're introducing a folding iPhone. Do any of you need a folding iPhone? Is there anybody out there that thinks you need a folding iPhone? Anybody? Anybody? I mean, first of all, Android has had folding phones for a while now, so it's not innovation. And that's my biggest problem with Apple. They don't innovate anymore. They follow. They used to lead. Now they follow. They tried that Vision Pro headset, failure. Now all they do is release new iPhones that we don't need. With better cameras, it's a fucking phone. I don't need it to have a better camera. I need it to stay connected. Okay? So they introduce stuff that we just don't need that is not innovation. And then they tout all the upgrades to the other stuff. When's the last time they introduced a new computer? Yeah, they haven't. The MacBook Pro is the new $600 one. But that's a low-end consumer. They just don't innovate anymore. Apple invented the smartphone. Invented it. Okay? There would be no Android or iPhone without Apple. Apple invented the smartphone. Steve Jobs released the iPhone, and it was the first smartphone available commercially. They literally refined the MP3 player, because there were other MP3 players, but they refined it and gave us the iPod and literally changed the way we listen to music. I had a Rio before that. There were others, but they completely changed the way we listen to music. There'd be no streaming services without the iPod. So they changed everything. They changed music. They changed the way we use our phones. But what have they done since then? What innovation have they brought forth where everyone's like, wow? None. They're playing catch up with a folding iPhone. They might release some sort of home hub. I've had Alexa for like 10 years now. So that's certainly not new. What have they done? What have they done? So, yeah, I'm obsessed and possessed by Apple. I have an Apple tattoo. But I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. When did that company and why did that company stop innovating? And everyone's like, well, what do you want them to release? I don't know. I'm not a tech innovator. I'm not a software engineer. Why isn't Siri as smart as ChatGPT? It was supposed to be called Apple Intelligence. And they were supposed to merge, and Apple was supposed to have its own AI. It was supposed to be called Apple Intelligence. What have they done instead? Preload ChatGPT on the phones. Where is their innovation? I wish Tim Cook would come on my show so I could ask him, what have you innovated? You've updated the iPhone 18 times now. They're going to have the iPhone 18. Why? I think most of us would be fine with them updating the iPhone every 3 to 5 years. I don't think there needs to be new iPhones every fucking year, but they do it just for capital. I mean, it's $1 trillion company. It's obviously working. But it's just maddening. Oh, well, the new iPhone will do this, this, or this. Well, why not just give me a software update for the old iPhone to do this, this, and this? They don't innovate. They exploit. Ooh. But it's true. Apple never used to exploit its customers. And now that's what they do. They do not innovate. They haven't gotten a decent desktop computer out. I love my Mac Studio Pro. I love it. I do. I love it. It's a great computer. Is it an innovation? No. Oh, they make them smaller or this, but that's not an innovation. I don't care if the computer's this big or this big. I don't care. I care what it does. The Mac Studio Pro is a great computer, but the Mac Mini is almost as powerful and half the price. They used to make a tower for users like me so we could put other hard drives inside of it. You can't even open any Mac computer anymore. You used to be able to open them up, put in different hard drives, upgrade your memory yourself. You used to be able to do that. Now on the Macs, you can't do that. You can't upgrade your own memory. You can't upgrade the hard drive. All they've done is exploit us. They don't innovate anymore. But none of them do. I mean, Windows hasn't changed ever. It's still the crappiest program around. PCs are still the crappiest computers in the world. And they've remained the crappiest while Mac remains the best. But they haven't changed or innovated. Look at car companies. Car companies think they give you a new screen on the dash and that's a huge innovation. No. How about you make it 100 miles per gallon? Now that'd be an innovation. Make it fly. Make it drive itself reliably. But just putting a larger monitor on this, on the dashboard, that's not innovation. No one's really innovating right now. Even AI. AI isn't even real. Everyone, it's real. It's real. AI is not real. I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson go on about this. AI isn't real. It's not thinking. It's not intelligent. It's truly not. It's just a big search engine. That's all it is. It goes out, it searches what you typed in, and then it gives you a paragraph or 2 paragraphs in a way that you'll understand it. It's not intelligent at all. It is artificial, but it's not intelligent. Might as well be called a Kardashian. Because it is artificial, it's just not intelligent. Although, I guess the Kardashians aren't so stupid. They are much richer than I am. Dating movie stars and living in mansions, so they can't be that stupid. I'm just so tired of we did a show this week about how we live the way corporations want us to live. We don't necessarily live the best way. We just live the best way for corporations. And nowhere is that clearer than technology. There's just no innovation these days in technology. There's just not. They're just rehashing technology we already have. Where's the new stuff? Someone posted a trailer for the new Jetsons movie. They're doing a new live version Jetsons movie. And they're all, can you imagine if our future looked like this? And I posted, we watched the cartoon. We thought the future right now in the year 2000 would look like that. It doesn't. Look at the Jetsons and what they had. And you all watched them as a kid. I did too. Do we have flying cars? No. Do we have elevated cities? Nope. Do we have robots around the house doing housework? Not yet. They're coming, but not yet. Do we have anything the Jetsons promised us? Anything at all? Do we have a thing that you go type in what you want to eat and it spits it out? Nope. We have none of the innovations of the Jetsons. And yet the show came out in like the 60s or the 70s, the cartoon. And we don't have any of it. In 50 years, we have nothing. Do we have backpacks to fly around? Not commercially available. Do we have little individual pods that'll fly us from place to place? Yeah, they exist, but we can't buy them. There's no innovation in this world. All there is now is rehash, resell, and exploit. Car manufacturers make the same car that they made 50 years ago. They just added some fancy electronics, and that's it. Same car, same combustion engine, same rubber tires, same oil filters, same everything. Same maintenance required. Cars have not come anywhere since 1901. Oh, they look different, and there's more electronics, but do they do the exact same thing those cars did? Yep. Do they still get flat tires? Yep. Do they fly? No. Do they prevent you from getting into an accident? No. If you get into an accident, do they keep you completely and totally safe no matter what kind of accident you're in? Nope. Does some little protective bubble form around the passenger area? No. There's zero technology that has really advanced. And everyone's screaming about AI. Again, AI is artificial but not intelligent. So where's the innovation? Oh, but Apple's going to give us a flip phone. Okay. I want the new Apple TV, but you can't even surf the web on an Apple TV. You know, you can't just type in a website and look at, you have to mirror your device up onto the screen. It's, again, what innovation is that? Does Apple TV keep track of the shows I want to watch and tell me when there's new ones? Not really. I mean, it kind of does. In the Apple TV app, it says continue watching, but no innovation at all. Just none. There's just none. You know? We use our feet to move our cars at least. Oh, that's the Flintstones. That's not the Jetsons. And if you're poor, you use your feet. Your car runs out of gas, you use your feet to push the car out of traffic. Where are the tires that don't go flat? Where are the brake pads that never need replacing? Where's the electric cars that generate their own electricity from the sun, from the paint? You know, where are these things? Why don't we have them? Where's cars that can go through water? Since we seem to be flooded. Did you see Chicago? Poor Chicago. 3 tornadoes touched down. There was a tornado downtown. There were tornadoes in the suburbs. There was 110-mile-an-hour winds. There was flooding. Oh, Chicago got hit yesterday, child. Just hit. Just a shame. Just a shame. All right, we will see in 1 minute and 30 seconds if my computer is going to betray me, or if it's going to go to a black screen, or if it's going to work. We don't know. It's going to be a mystery to you and to me. And when we come back, we should be in our fourth segment already. We haven't even gotten to our third one. But when we come back, we will start talking about we're burning up for your love. Because we really are. When I show you this map, your jaw is you're going to go, what? Because I bet most of you don't know exactly how many fires there are, where the smoke is going, if they're contained or not. And more importantly, this is the new normal. This is how it's going to be. Record heat, lots of fires. So what are we going to do about it? Again, talk about an area where there's no innovation. Climate change. No innovation. Houses are built almost the exact same way now that they were built 50 years ago. Same materials, not sustainable, not self-contained with power, no water recycling on board on your house, nothing. Houses and concrete. They lay the same concrete that the Romans did. There's no innovation. Maybe because innovation cuts into profit. Could that be? Good. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm scared. I'm so afraid.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way.
You have to be proud with hatred.
Hey everyone, it's Carell. You know, Pride Month was rough this year. We had a lot of hate heaped upon us from Trump, from MAGA, and from other governments around the world. And if you are a trans person, you are really going through a particular type of hell right now. That's why when I was thinking of my next single in June, I sat down and I wrote, "You have to be proud." You have to be proud, with anger so loud, streaming everywhere. Keep fighting, keep singing, keep dancing. We're gonna win.
You have to be strong.
Now it's showtime.
All right, we are back. It seems to be working. Don't jinx it. Someone in the chat room at youtube.com/Really Carell, where you should go and like and subscribe and do all of that, or become a patron at patreon.com. Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. So someone in the chat room at youtube.com/Really Carell said, we have Roombas. That is the most useless piece of shit that exists on the planet today. Roombas are useless. Don't buy one. They're dumb. They do not vacuum your whole house. They run into shit and then just get stuck. And they don't hold very much at all. And they don't get close to the edge. They don't get close to around furniture. They know what nothing to do. If you have a completely empty room with zero furniture and round edges, then a Roomba's for you. But if you're like most of us with furniture and wires and pets and all that, a Roomba is the most useless piece of crap on the planet. I do wish I had a robot. One of the first robots, I've been watching a lot of BBC, and they've been interviewing people in China about robots because China's leading the way. And one of the first robots that they are going to release will be a house cleaning robot. That is its whole job in life will be to clean your house. I would love a live-in robot that cleaned my house. And also, set out my stuff, got my toothbrush and everything ready, got my breakfast ready. A butler, a maid. I would love a robot that is a maid that cleans and cooks. You could just feed it recipes, let it go to town. I also wouldn't mind a robot that went grocery shopping. I know we have delivery and all that, but imagine if you could just send your robot to the store. All right, go get this. I need onions. I need whatever. That would be great. Why don't we have that already? Where is that innovation? See what I'm saying? You see what I mean? We were promised a future that was the bright, shining city on the hill. Yeah, no. Most of us can't even afford to keep our lights on. What about that? Where's the innovation in energy? Where's my forever batteries? They can put small nuclear or radioactive particles in batteries and make batteries that last 100 years. They can do that. There's a Chinese company already doing it. Where is my cell phone that never needs to be charged? We have the technology. Where is it? Corporations are going to milk all they can out of old technology until they absolutely have to offer you something else. There's so many devices nowadays that are dumb that should be so much smarter. Why do I have to tell a microwave what I'm putting in it? Why? There's cameras, there's sensors, there's all kinds, there's AI. Why isn't there a camera in the microwave that looks at what you put in it, knows what it is, sets the proper cooking time? How hard could that be? My Brava oven has a camera in it. It doesn't look at the food and tell me how. But if you really want to impress me with AI, make a microwave where I put the food in, I put a potato in, it looks, knows it's a potato, weighs it, has a little scale inside, and cooks it perfectly. You want to impress me? Do that. The same with a regular oven. You put a turkey in, the oven weighs the turkey, sets the time. Where's that? Practical technology that we could use. Where is it? It's in the corporate safe. It's locked up. It's, nowhere to be found. Yeah, if you want to give your dog a heart attack, get a Roomba. Amber would not be amused at a Roomba. She wouldn't. I've seen pets ride them or whatever. They're useless. From the moment I saw one, I said, its container to hold things is like this big. Even on the biggest Roomba, the container to hold the dirt. Now, I don't know about you, but I got a dog. So that it's going to fill up. Does it empty itself? Does it go back to its little thing, empty itself, and then go back out? I don't know. I don't have one. Do Roombas self-empty? Anybody? Does anybody have a Roomba? Do they self-empty? Do they go back to their little, port, throw out what they've collected, and then, because if they don't, why don't they? Oh, we have artificial intelligence that'll sequence DNA right down to the final sequence, but we can't make a Roomba that empties itself and then goes back out? See what I'm saying? R2-D2. Where's my R2-D2? I wanted one since 1977. Little robot to follow me around, tell me things, show me movies. Where's my R2-D2? Where is he? I want him. Where's my C-3PO? A domestic robot. Translate for me, because that's what C-3PO was, a translator. Translate for me, help me cook, help me clean. Where's that? Where's C-3PO? I have a mask up here of C-3PO, but where is my C-3PO? You know, we talk a good talk when it comes to technology. Oh, the future is now. We are leading the way. Really? Really? You know how I know we're not leading the way in anything? Two-factor authentication. The bane of my existence. Every website you go to, you have to log in twice. You log in, and then it says, oh, we've sent you an email or a text with a code. Please enter that. Technology is so stupid, it can't even verify that you are who you are on the first try. Yep. Technology is so stupid, it can't keep your information safe. Where's the technology to where all I have to do is use my finger to get into every website? That was supposed to be what Apple did. I have a fingerprint sensor on my MacBook Pro. Why can't every time anything asks for a password, just hit it? My iPad's pretty good at that. It does face recognition for a lot of the apps, like my banking app and stuff like that. But that's how it should be. But then you go to China or you go to Japan and see how they're living. They got the technology. You know, in Kyoto, Japan, I saw a whole feature on a hospital that's so high tech. And one of the things I loved is they have a standing MRI. Standing. And the thing that goes, the MRI thing is about this wide. So you're never enclosed in a tube. It just goes over you. Why don't we have that here? Where's my standing MRI? I want it. I don't want to be in a tube. Come on. All right. What are we doing? Who are we? Where are we?
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Corralcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Corralcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Corralcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Corralcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy.
Stream I Dance Because on all services.
The song is very, very personal to me. And the video now is very touching to me. I cried the first time. I cry all the time. But I cried the first time I saw it. We all have somebody, whether it's someone that's passed from AIDS or some other thing. We all have people that we danced with, and that's why we dance.
Stream I Dance Because on all services.
Now it's your time.
Someone in the chat room mentioned China's building their data centers underwater. That's a really bad idea. Just a bad idea. And you're like, why, Correll? Well, let me tell you. Take a big swimming pool, okay? Then place a bunch of rocks in the bottom that are, 300 degrees. And just set them on the bottom of the pool. And keep them at 300 degrees. They don't cool down. They stay 300 degrees. What's going to happen? The pool is going to heat up and boil. That's what's going to happen. So if you fill the ocean with these heat-generating data centers that throw hot water back out into the ocean, what's going to happen over time? The ocean's going to heat up, and we don't need that. It will destroy ecosystems. No. If you can't keep a data center cool some other way than billions of gallons of water, don't build them. Don't build them until your technology doesn't require all that heat. Build them in mountains. Have we thought about that? Don't put them underwater. Put them underground. It's cool inside a mountain. You ever been into a mine? You go really deep inside a mine, it gets cold. Surrounded by all this rock that's cold. I mean, there are ways to keep data centers cool without water. They don't do it. It ain't cheap enough. Water's cheap. But it ain't worth it. I say stop all AI until they can figure out how to make the data centers cooler without water. until they can build a data center that needs zero water. And if you made that, if the president of the United States signed an order that said no data centers, or if the UN agreed, no data centers until you can keep them cool without water, guess what? Corporations would find a way because they want that money. Put them in space. Although there's way too much junk circling our planet as it is, but you can tether them to planet Earth. You can, by the way. There are ways to do it. Bucky tubes. You can tether it to planet Earth and send it 10 miles up in the air, 20 miles, whatever you want. It's freezing in space. No water required. Build a giant platform in space. Build them on the moon. It's icy cold on the moon. And you're not going to heat up all of space. Build them on the moon. But no. Nope. If they can make Star Wars, why can't they make all this technology? They can. I just don't think there's money in it. You know? I agree. Trump's new name should be Chicken Little. That's his legacy. His legacy is hiding in a catering cart. That's his legacy. Because that's what he does. He hides behind his cabinet. He hides behind all kinds of things. He hides behind hateful rhetoric. That man hides. That's all he does is hide. He hides from the truth. He hides from everything. And then falls off to sleep. There's some new woman standing next to him in the White House. I think she keeps him awake. And yes, I know that I called Mitch McConnell Lindsey Graham and Lindsey Graham Mitch McConnell yesterday. I get them confused. I always have. I really have. For some reason, when I think of Mitch McConnell, I also think of Lindsey Graham. I don't know why. I just do. And sorry about that yesterday. Someone said, well, Lindsey Graham is dead. You're thinking about Mitch McConnell. Yes, I was. Who is maybe alive? Oh, allegedly he called Scott Jennings again. I guess they're BFFs. I guess he called, so Andy Beshear, the governor of the state that this guy is a representative of, has asked for proof of life repeatedly. And when Mitch McConnell decides to get on the phone and make a phone call, is it to Andy Beshear? No. It's to Scott fucking Jennings. Do you believe that for 1 minute? Truth. Do you believe that? Do you believe that this week Scott Jennings spoke to Mitch McConnell for over a half hour, talked about the election, do you believe that for a moment? Do you? Because I certainly do not. So I don't think anyone has spoken to Mitch McConnell except his home health worker to say, can we turn you over? Okay, we're going to wipe your bottom now. Having his bottom wiped, honey.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallycorrell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
You have to be proud with hatred.
Hey everyone, it's Corell, and I want to invite you to stream my new single, You Have to Be Proud, on Swishcraft Music. You Have to Be Proud by Corell. Go stream it, go march to it, go wave your rainbow flags and piss off MAGA to it. Do whatever you need to do to remind yourself and others we are stronger than ever and they can't have our pride.
To be strong.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corell is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corell is the one that you need to know.
By the way, I did nothing, I changed nothing, and now the show is working in the order it's supposed to work. And yet I did nothing. I changed nothing. It just started working. All right, I want to show you something. Take a look at this. This is a map, as of last night, as to where all the fires are on the West Coast. Look at that. Every one of those red dots is a fire. Oh, Lord Jesus, was a fire. Ain't no one got time for that. 94, as of this morning, 94 fires are burning, most of them uncontained. 94. Look at that map. Look. Here's the ones right here. Can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can see you can't see my cursor, but I'm circling the ones that are down here in by Reno. There's ones down by here by Las Vegas. There's some over on the coast. There's many in Washington State, many in Oregon. There's many in Idaho. There's many in Utah. There's many in Colorado. And look at all that smoke. You see those clouds there? Those aren't clouds. That's smoke. And that smoke is covering like 5 states. Look at that. 94 fires. If you want to take a look at them live, go to Zoom, ZOOM .earth. Okay? Zoom, ZOOM .earth. It's free. Okay? It's free. So go to zoom.earth and then click on the fire mode, and it'll, there we go. By the way, I can't stop this now. I cannot stop the fire ship map. Oh, there we go. Okay. So go to zoom.earth and you can look at all the fires, and there's a lot. There's 94. So I got to tell you, when I watched the show Extrapolations on Apple TV, and they said that by 2037, most cities will be orange, like all the time. And that most humans will have to wear some sort of breathing apparatus because the air will just be so filled with smoke all the time. Now, that show, Extrapolations, was done, executive produced by the people who did An Inconvenient Truth for Al Gore. So even though it's fiction, meaning it's a dramatization of events, the events are rooted in fact. We are in 2026, almost 2027. Can you believe that 2030 is just 36 months away? Well, plus, what are we in, the 8th month? So 40. 2030 is 40 months away. 40 months. In 2030, if we haven't reduced carbon emissions enough to keep it down to even 2.0 of a change, the devastation is going to just exponentially increase. And that's in 40 months. Do you think any of the world leaders, not just Donald Trump, do you think any of the world leaders are going to do what they need to do for climate change? No, they're not. Why? Corporations don't want them to. So until corporations decide that we're going to take this seriously, we're just not. Okay? So 40 months. 2030 is 40 months away. That's it. 40 months. 2030. 30 years into the new millennium. 3 decades into the new millennium, and we're still doing shit like the old one. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a theme. In 40 months, it will be 2030. We will be 3 decades into the 2000s, into the 21st century. And what have we got to show for it? More climate change, more fires, no solutions, no technology. In fact, technology that's making it worse. It's 2026. There are 94 uncontrolled fires. It was the hottest year on record for the United States. Every year here on out is going to be the hottest year on record. Chicago has been beaten with 3 tornadoes yesterday, 150 this year alone in Illinois. No new technology, no new solutions. 2026. We are a quarter of a century into this century. There's only 3/4 of the 21st century left. We are already 1/4 through this century. And what have we got to show for it? Well, Grindr. Instagram. YouTube. Yes, ways to placate you into subservience. Yeah, corporations have done a great job of introducing technology to keep you distracted. Instagram, Facebook, which has to pay out another $1 billion. Oh, I didn't even talk about, I want to talk about fires and what we can do to prevent them. Well, what can we do? Nothing. There's nothing. We are at the mercy of fires. There's nothing we can do. We're not building to sustain them or to avoid them. We're not moving cities away from where they won't get burned. We are not changing the climate in any way, shape, or form. We're not doing anything. We're at the mercy of the fires. Just like we're at the mercy of floods, we are at the mercy of the weather. 2026, 40 months away from 2030, 1/4 through the new century, and weather is still the number one thing killing us. What do you say about that? 10,000 people dead in Germany. Why? It got hot. I'm not making that up. 10,000. Right here in Las Vegas, 350 dead in the last month. Why? It got hot. Do you see how in 2026 that doesn't make sense? Well, why aren't you living in cooled environments? Why aren't your cities domed? Why isn't the Las Vegas Strip domed? Why aren't neighborhoods domed, whole neighborhoods, to climate control them? Why are you just putting yourself at the mercy? If you live in places that floods, why aren't you building elevated cities so the floods will go right underneath? What's wrong with you? That's what the future is going to look back and ask about us. What was wrong with them? How terminally stupid were they? Really? Think about the future generations looking back at us and going, you mean a flood killed all those people? You mean when it got hot, all those people died? Why? Didn't they know it was going to get hot? Well, yes. Well, then what's the problem? We know that every year from now on record, is going to be the hottest year ever. We know that. So what are we doing for next summer already to make sure that 10,000 people don't die in Germany? What are we doing for next summer when we know it's going to be more than 120 degrees here in Las Vegas for days on end? What are we doing? Nothing. We're not doing a thing. What are we doing about fires? 94 fires burning uncontrolled, billions of dollars of property lost, lives being lost. What are we going to do to prevent them or to deal with them and to mitigate their damage? Nothing. Right now, everywhere, go around your city. They are building houses and housing tracts. Are they fire resistant? No. Are they flood resistant? No. Do they generate their own power? No. Do they recycle their own water? No. Do they have thermal, heat? What is it? The thermal pumps, the geopumps, heat pumps? No. What are those called? They go in the ground. They generate energy. It's not a heat pump. It's called something else. Thermo something. Are we using that? No. Building wind farms? No. Using the currents? No. Are we desalinating water at record paces so the West doesn't go thirsty? No. What are we doing? Hoping for a snowstorm? Are we seeding the clouds? No. Okay. Colorado River is drying up. Doing anything to replenish it? No. Building an aquifer to the Great Lakes? No. Building desalination plants from Mexico all the way to Canada? No. Then what are you doing? Well, we're, what are we doing? What are we doing as a society right now as we are distracted by Donald Trump? What are we doing, actually? Are we making sure our food supply is uninterrupted because of the heat? As the crops fail in the UK, as the crops are failing in the Ukraine, as crops are failing in the United States because of the weather and the flooding and the heat and the fires? What are we doing to make sure we continue to have food readily available? Nothing. Are you building vertical gardens that do hydroponics? No. In your cities, are you building buildings that also incorporate greenery, some of which could be food? No. Why not? Do you want to die? And that's the answer, isn't it? The rich just want us to die. We're a burden to the rich. We serve no purpose to them. Once we've lost our ability to consume, and we are, we're all losing our ability to consume because we don't have any money. And AI is just going to make less money and less money. So the rich won't care about us then because we're not putting money in their pockets. So let us die. Let us die of heat. They're not. They're sitting in fully air-conditioned, fully climate-controlled enclaves. I wouldn't be surprised if the rich don't start putting domes over the very rich areas. Like here in Las Vegas, I wouldn't be surprised one day if they domed Summerlin. Not the rest of the city, but we must protect the rich. And to live under that dome would be $1 million plus. You can't afford that? No. Well, then live out there in the heat. I've seen these movies where the utopian society, the domed utopian society is great, but if you can't afford it, then you live out in the outlands where it's thousands of degrees and where food and water is scarce. Haven't you seen these movies? I've seen them. Logan's Run, wasn't that one of... Remember, if you turned 30, you had to go run outside the dome, which killed you? Farrah Fawcett was in the movie, remember? We're not doing enough. But we're really not doing anything. These fires, every year, they're getting worse and worse and worse. It's orange in Las Vegas right now. It's orange in Arizona right now. It's orange all over Nevada and Idaho and, Oregon and Washington State. It's orange from smoke. And we know that the smoke from fires causes dementia. We know that. It's been proven. We know that it causes respiratory illnesses and lung cancer. We know that. So I'm out there this morning at the park exercising with Ember and possibly putting my health at risk because I have to breathe the outside air. What are we doing to protect our residents? Nothing. And why? Well, we'll scream the money. We don't have the money. It takes too much money. Well, somebody has the money. Warren Buffett has the money. Elon Musk has the money. Jeff Bezos has the money. So we have the money. We just don't have it. They have the money. We don't. So we get to die. And I don't think you all understand the absurdity of what I'm saying. 10,000 people in Germany died. Why? It got hot. That just seems, in 2026, 40 months away from 2030. The deadline for everything, by the way. 2030 is what all climate scientists say. If we haven't reached the goals by then, we're fucked. 2030, 40 months. How many of you think in 40 months we'll have reduced our dependency on fossil fuel at least 50%? Because that's what it's going to take. How many of you think that in 40 months we will be using 50% less crude oil? How many? I see no hands. None of you believe it. Because we're not going to be. Why? Because they like the billions of dollars a year that they make on that crude oil. Wow. All right, a little Debbie Downer today. I mean, really, that's kind of depressing. When I didn't really think before the show about 40 months, that 2030, I wonder how many days. Alexa, how many days until January 1st, 2030?
Tuesday, January
It's a Tuesday.
30 is in 1,238 days.
1,238 days. That's it. Until 2030. Until we are almost 1/3 through this century. 1,200 plus days. How many of you think that in those 1,200 days, we're going to make the changes we need to greet the future? We're not. We're not. God. I'll be 60 almost. I'll be 68. Oh, Lord. I won't get older. Oh, Lord. Do something about that. Where my
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way.
Now remember, the word is F-U-N-K, funk, honey. Do you want a funk? Hey, it's Carell. Go stream Do You Wanna Funk, my tribute to Sylvester, everywhere you get your music. Carell, Do You Wanna Funk?
Now it's showtime.
Oh, Lord, a pet peeve of mine. Hannah Bolte I have known for almost 40 years, and she should know that Monday through Thursday from 10 to 11 I do a radio show, and yet 20 minutes ago she called. I can't stand friends that know that I do a podcast and know or should know after all these years that I do it at 10 a.m. that still try to fucking call me or text me during the show. I don't call or text them when they're at work. And if I do, they have it on silence or whatever, and they get back to me whenever. But they're not live on air. They're sitting at a desk. You know? Oh, used to happen during KFI too. I swear to God. During KFI and KGO, some of my friends would just forget that I'm on the air and just call me. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I've been doing it for 30 fucking years. Oh, Lord. Pet peeve. That's a pet peeve. I have a lot of pet peeves, but I have a big pet peeve. If you know me, if you are a friend and you know me, don't fucking call me between 10 and 11 unless somebody has died. And then it better be like Donald Trump or someone, you know, close to me. Either someone that I would be very happy to hear the news about or someone very, very close to me. Otherwise, wait 1 fucking hour to call or text me. Oh, I forgot. You don't know how many times I hear from people that have known me for decades. Oh, I forgot. It makes you feel unimportant to them. It makes you feel like like they don't pay attention to your life. That they're so self-absorbed that they just don't think about you or what you might be doing. They just think they need to call you. Self-absorption. That's, you know, wonder if that's going to change by 2030. I mentioned there's a story right now that should be getting a shit ton of attention, but it's not. Facebook, Meta, was sued along with several other social media companies because the state's attorneys generals and others said that they purposely built an addictive platform that was purposely addictive. They programmed the algorithm to purposely addict you. And they programmed it to trigger your dopamine response in the brain, just like food, so you would keep coming back on purpose. They built a platform and they made sure that the platform was addictive and that the algorithm serviced the dopamine in your brain to keep you coming back. Well, guess what? They proved it. They proved it. And Facebook had to give money. Well, now another judge said, no, you didn't give enough. So now they're giving another $1 billion back to the states and to you. If you're in part of the class action, I got $300 from Meta. But let's look at the bigger implications of that. We know, okay? We know that social media is addictive. We know that it is bad for us and for children especially and teenagers. We know that the algorithm is bad for us, that it causes depression, that it increases isolation. They proved all this. They proved people that use social media are more socially isolated. They proved it. They proved the depression, the hatred, the anger, the suicides that have happened. They proved it to the tunes of billions of dollars in a settlement. They proved that social media is designed by design to be addictive and that the platforms don't care if you get depressed by it, if you commit suicide over it, or any of that. They don't care. They proved that in a court of law, and Zuckerberg settled. So if all of that is true, and it's been proven that it is, then why are they even allowed to exist? Why can they pay their way out of it? Why wasn't the ultimate conclusion of the judge, if any other business had the findings against it that social media has, that business would be shut down. But we don't. We don't. It's like the Catholic Church. If any other organization had as many rapists employed by it, as well as many cover-ups committed by it, that organization would be put out of business. It would not be allowed to have offices all across the country. It certainly wouldn't be given tax-exempt status. And yet, Catholic Church, tax-exempt, still molesting boys, still hiding the priests that do it. And don't tell me they're not, because they are. We allow all this toxic stuff that harms us to be in our society because billionaires want it. And because it's a distraction for you. Religion's a big distraction for you. It's an opiate for the masses. Social media is the same thing. Corporations benefit by your social media addiction. They benefit by it. They make money from it. So why do they care? Just like opioids. They could have ended the opioid addiction a long time ago. Happy rats don't medicate. I've said that 1,000 times. The study bears me out. If rats are happy, they don't OD. If rats are unhappy, they OD. Study proved it. Same with humans. And you haven't heard about any of the addictions nowadays, have you? Remember, everything was about the opiate crisis. There were movies being made, and everything was opiate crisis, opiate. Do you think it's over? Do you think it's done? Do you think no one is out there taking opiates right now? No. It's in full swing. Fentanyl is killing people every single day. They're just not getting as many pills. Now they're doing fentanyl out from the streets. They're not taking oxy. But people are still addicted. The addicts are still there. The market's still there, but you don't hear about it anymore. Remember, all the states were suing Purdue, and they were suing that family and all of that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what happened from that? Nothing. We're still a nation of addicts. See what I mean? Why? Because it benefits people. People make money off of your addictions, off your opiate addiction, your tobacco addiction, your food addiction. Now they're making money off of the drug to break your food addiction. So they're getting you addicted to a drug to break the addiction of the other drug. Isn't that something? All right, we made it. The computer let us make it through the show. Thank you all so much for that. I am Carell. Be who you want to be. So I'm going to hurt anybody. Thanks to everyone in the chat room at youtube.com/reallycarell. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow and do all that. We'll be back tomorrow with Scott Jacobson, who is in Ukraine, and we'll be doing This Gay Week. That will be tomorrow. Well, and other things.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carell Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carell Cast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carell Cast on your favorite streaming service.